Thanks so much. Joining me now, the chairman of the Republican National Committee, Mr. Reince Priebus. Mr. Chairman, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Jake.
So right now, the frontrunner Donald Trump needs to win 60% of the remaining delegates to avoid a contested convention. Possible, but very difficult. Is the RNC prepared for a contested convention?
Yeah, we're preparing, and we will be prepared, and that's the whole point of trying to get out here and talk about what that possibility would be like. A lot of the conversation is all hypothetical, of course. It's possible that Ted Cruz or Donald Trump could get to the 1237 before Cleveland, and all of this will be for nothing. But we have to prepare, and so the answer is yes.
Now, there's a conservative writer, Sean Trent, who argues in an op-ed in RealClearPolitics.com that a contested convention is perfectly legitimate if no one has secured 1,237 delegates. He writes, quote, "There is no expression of the people's will with a plurality of the vote." Now, I know there are a lot of people on the Trump team who disagree with that. What do you think?
Well, I think that a majority is what our country is founded on. I mean, it's the whole basis of a democracy is that a minority doesn't rule for the majority. And I think that our founding fathers made that very clear, and it's what we've been doing for 160 years in our party. And a majority will rule, and that's a rule that isn't going anywhere. Majority rules, plain and simple.
You told me earlier this week that you believe the Republican nominee will be someone who is currently running for president. I've talked to a few delegates, and I'm telling you, there definitely is a sentiment out there for someone else, a consensus candidate who's not running if no one secures 1,237 delegates. Now, if I'm hearing this from delegates, you must be hearing it from a lot more delegates. Just to clarify, you're not saying there's 0% chance that it goes to someone currently not running, right?
Look, what I've said is that I think it's highly unlikely, and I think I said highly unlikely that it's someone other than a person that's currently running. Now, if you get to an 8th or 9th or 100th ballot and everyone's on the floor staring at the ceiling, you know, I can't make that prediction. But what I'm saying is it's probably someone running, and the chances of it not being someone that's currently running, I think, are very, very unlikely.
Donald Trump has warned that his supporters could riot if he has the nomination, quote, stolen from him. Former CNN reporter Peter Hamby yesterday attended a media walkthrough for the convention in Cleveland. He's with Snapchat now. Hamby tweeted this: "Question at RNC media walkthrough in Cleveland. Any guidance for covering protests?" Convention CEO Jeff Larson: "What protests? What protests?" Did Mr. Larson mean that jokingly, or is the RNC actually not anticipating any protests?
Well, I know Jeff pretty well. He's our chief of staff here for my first 2 years as chairman, and I'm sure he was joking. I think that we'll be as prepared as we always are, and then some. I mean, this is a unique cycle, isn't it? I mean, we can't deny that. We've got quite a bit of drama, and we'll be prepared, and our preparation will be commensurate with the expectation of with that. So we'll be ready to go. We got over $50 million in security money on top of the good people in Cleveland and Ohio. I'm sure that we'll be prepared, and everyone will be safe, and everything will go well.
How much gray hair do you think you're going to have by December?
I hope I have it. I mean, if gray is fine. I just want to make sure I have hair.
Chairman Priebus, thank you so much. Appreciate your stopping by.